This influences my thinking and consequently my actions. People dislike me because I'm not completely like them. And in what way are you different?
Welcome, everyone. It is the Devil's Chat, and it is late. It's not as late as I usually do. Most time when I do a Devil's Chat, it's midnight Eastern. And yes, I recycled the intro a little bit, but yeah, I'm lazy. I'm not going to go all out for this particular episode because it's not really of really major importance. As you guys may know, I got my thing up loud. Sorry about that. As you guys may know, I don't follow a lot of this shit online. I really, honest to God, don't. 95% of the stuff I just completely utterly ignore. I don't watch any of these shitlords channels. I don't give a fuck what they say. It's just meaningless because we all know they're full of shit. I mean, anybody who watches my channel know they're full of shit. So who am I going to convince, right? I'm not going to convince the people who watch those channels because they don't give a flying fuck if they're being lied to or not. They have they don't care. But today, somebody had sent me an Instagram from Spiracy, and I was like, oh, really? This is interesting. Yeah, this is called bullshit. This is called lying. This is called gaslighting. And I thought they were really good examples to show you exactly in real time how you have lying, manipulation, and gaslighting, and then the evidence that shows that that is exactly what's going on. By the way, I'm not going on cam tonight. Sorry. I'm not getting dressed today. It's my day off. I'm just chilling. So, anyways, make sure you can hear me properly. I'm sorry if the volume's all over the place. I've noticed that. I don't know why that is right now. I have my filters on. Maybe unless I did I turn them off? Oh, I did turn them off. Oh, that's why they're all over the place. There we go. I bet that's a lot more normalized, huh? So, anyways, yeah, I think I spelled her name wrong too in my last card on the intro. Oh well, like I said, I don't really care. So let's dive into this. So this is what was shown to me. This is apparently on her Instagram account, which I don't follow her on. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I blocked her, or I know she's blocked me. But it says, let's go through this. PSA for the people in the back of the anti-KD Joy crowd. By the way, if you guys know who the anti-KD Joy crowd is comprised of, I would like to know who's this being specifically targeted to. The people in the anti-KD Joy crowd that I'm aware of are Shens. Let's see. To be a team with Joe, I would put, let's see, who else? PJ, I guess, maybe? I don't know. Shens was the only one that really ever, I thought for, old school anti-KDJ crowd. So, I'm not in any anti-KJ community at all. I've never have been. Matter of fact, I find that most of the anti-KJ people is just as bad as KD Joy. So, why the hell would I want to get involved with them? They don't care about facts. They don't care about evidence. It's completely irrelevant to them. So, they just like drama. They just like to throw out narratives. They like to throw out bullshit and see what sticks. And they do that for views, obviously. Or, well, I should say they do it for views so they get attention, because they really do it for the attention, but the way to get attention is through views, right? So I don't know who she was referring to here, but let's continue. So Katie Joy had actually tweeted out that there was a number of decent creators that have owned up for getting it wrong about Natalie and have stuck their necks out for me. Really interesting. Okay, and who are these people that stuck their neck out and got it wrong? Just to say thanks to Spiracy and K Opinionated for taking heat from the haters by not going with the mobs. Well, here's a fun fact. I have no idea about the interactions between Katie and Joy, Katie and Spiracy, and Katie and K Opinionated, other than what has been already documented, which shows quite a bit of at least history relating to K Opinionated on her stream, facilitating a conversation with Katie Joy and Natalie, who, of course, Katie Joy says she's been stalked for 3 years, which is impossible because this Nat person hasn't been around 3 years. She changed it from 3 years to 18 months to like 8 months, I think. April, $5 Canadian, says, "Hi, Steve. Wish there was a little bit more time before this so I can get booze." Yeah, you might need some. Autistic Shill says, "I don't even know who Shen's is." Shen's is known as Shen's Panty Liner. She's a flip-flopper that basically would go running to Katie to get attention. When Katie ignored her, she would go full anti-Katie, and then when people in the anti-Katie crowd realized that Shen was a flip-flopper and just a shit stirrer, they would kind of get rid of her, and she would go back to Katie. It was bizarre. I've never seen anything like how somebody just goes back and forth between people just to get attention. But that was Shen's. But okay, so Spiracy and K Opinionated are, according to Katie, big fans of Katie Joy. So I want people to at least remember that for future reference. You know, Katie Joy, the person who has slandered numerous people, the person who has gone out of the way to lie about people, Spiracy and K Opinionated, supposedly, according to Katie, are big supporters and stuck their necks out for her. Okay, good to know. Number 3, please never forget this. Katie supports Spiracy. This is, by the way, this is me, by the way. Please never forget this. Katie supports Spiracy and K Opinionated, and they support her. Well, that seems to be true from the previous screenshot, does it not? I think that is correct, would it not? I don't know why that wouldn't follow. Never forget that they support a woman who has falsely accused me and others of crimes. Well, that's a true statement, is it not? I don't see the problem there. And all of them have made false allegations against others. That is absolutely as well, too. I mean, where's the problem here so far? Every one of those statements is, in fact, true. By the way, the stream is open if you guys want to come in. If you guys wanted to say that's not the case, I'm happy to entertain that. But, I mean, that's factually as accurate as you can get. All those things are true statements, are they not? All right. It goes on to say, this is a lie. Oh, this is from Menace to Sobriety, of course. This is a lie. Spiracy and K Opinionated don't support Nat. Well, I don't remember anybody saying anything about Nat. Right? I mean, I didn't say anything about Nat. I said they supported Katie Joy. I'm talking about Katie Joy, not Natalie. I mean, how do we jump from them supporting me saying that they have supported Katie Joy to them supporting Natalie? Which, by the way, I think K Opinionated clearly did, because she was consoling Nat. Oh, Nat, you know, are you okay? You okay? You know, bought into everything she believed. I have no idea Spiracy's relationship to Nat. I don't care. But this is just bizarre because I never said anything about the relationship to Nat. I was clearly talking about without a crystal ball. Right? Busted McLean. Or wait. The only woman who falsely accused Steb and others of crimes. No, it wasn't Nat. Like I said, it was. And again, I'm talking about that group. I'm not talking about Nat. Nat's a nobody to me. Nat's not even in this YouTube stuff as far as like people I've ever interacted with. I've never interacted with Nat. So I'm not even including Nat in fuck all. I'm talking about these group of people that have been like putting out some shit narratives for the longest time and using Nat to do so. That's what I'm talking about. But busted McLying again. Also, by Steb's own standards, here we must conclude. Oh, I love when Menace tries to do logical reasoning, right? Here we must conclude that he supports Roadhog. Well, Roadhog didn't come out and say, "Oh, I'd like to thank Steve for supporting me all this time and sticking his neck out for me and not going with the haters." Roadhog never said any of that, because I would have shat on him had he done so. So how does that follow? This literally is Katie Joy saying, thank you, K Opinionated and Spiracy, for sticking your neck out. And from what I've seen, Spiracy seems to follow along with this, and same with K Opinionated. If they denounce Katie Joy, then let me know. If they say, no, we don't support her, well, okay, then well, that's fine. But according to Katie, which is true, they support her. That is true according to Katie, right? Roadhog, Warden, Nick Krause, Silverman, don't support Warden, don't support, well, Krause, I mean, he's a physicist. I mean, I support him as a physicist, but I haven't talked to Warden or Krause in, 3 years? Silverman, I got no issue with. Whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean support him. I mean, I think we disagree on more things we probably then agree upon, but he's always been personable to me. K Opinion, and they support her. Well, again, isn't that what Katie Joy said, though? Right? And read this again. The only person who accused Steve was Nat. Well, no. The only person that accused me of that group was, of crimes, was Katie Joy, and then they agreed with her, right? She was the first person to accuse me of crimes that didn't happen. And she says, Katie Joy spoke on what Nat told her. You're being lied to. Really? Really? Well, we're gonna watch the video clip again, because it was very clear that Katie had said that she had verified the account that Natalie was talking to, meaning that there had to be an account Natalie was talking to, right? These are her words. Never forget that they support a woman who falsely accused me and others of crimes, and all of them have made false allegations against others. Yes. Yeah. I mean, again, where's the misinformation here? I'm a little confused what they think is being put out, this misinformation. But then it says here, this is the nutshell. This is Spiracy's brilliant reasoning. Hear me out and let it sink in. No one lied about Steve's involvement except Nat. That is a blatant lie. That is gaslighting. Absolutely bullshit. 100%. In that hangout, Katie Joy Paulson explicitly said that she had verified the person Natalie was talking to came from my account. That's a lie. April for 10 Canadian says, don't say anything interesting for 15 minutes. Be right back. How can I can't just put it on silence. Do you want me to hum for 15 minutes, April? You're going to have to like put it at 2 times speed, I guess. Okay, then it goes on to say, she obviously told Katie Joy what she wanted to hear by placing blame on Steve. Well, this was actually done in emails that we have that have been verified by SALT and the FBI. The emails were very explicit that Katie Joy had told Nat not to tell me about this, and that she was like, that's Steve accounts, you know, and basically saying, yes, Steve's sending you death threats kind of thing. So because Natalie was saying, this person's sending me these things, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, that's Steve's account. So when she went on the stream with Kate Baxter, she's like, the account that Natalie was talking to was verified to be Steve's real account. It wasn't a fake account. Those are her words. Paraphrase. I have it actually coming up here. You can listen to it. So that is a lie, because she never verified Natalie was talking to my account. When you say that you verified the account Natalie was talking to was mine, you're saying that you verified that she was talking to me on that account, which was a lie. She obviously, likely because of guilt or perhaps her drive to create chaos, we will never know, nor do I care. Natalie is insane, and people like Katie Joy used her in order to weaponize her. I maintained that for how long? Katie Joy only spoke on the info Nat gave her, and then she said she verified that the conversation that she was having was from me. Nat gave her screens of Steve's real followers to cross-reference, but never a single message from me. Because Nat lied and showed Katie Joy the real followers, Katie Joy went, oh my God, it's his real account because everything matches, paraphrased. So this is basically apologetics in some way. She's trying to stand up for Katie Joy's literally saying that she had said she's seen screenshots of messages from me from Natalie. How do you get around that? When you say I verified that the account that Natalie was talking to was Steve, that means she verified Natalie was talking to me. That's called a logical implication, something beyond Spiracy's level to understand, a simple logical implication. If you say I verified the messages like example, I'll just pick a name, Selfie Queen. I verified messages that, I should say it the way she worded it. I verified that the person Selfie Queen was talking to was Alice. How would Selfie Queen respond to that? Hey, I verified that the account that Selfie Queen was talking to was Alice, not her fake account, but her real account. That would imply that I verified that Selfie Queen was in communication with Alice. Does it not? Does anybody disagree with that? This is simple fucking logic that Spiracy cannot grasp in her attempt to try to defend, for whatever reason, I have no idea why, without a crystal ball. But she can defend her, but this is called gaslighting. This is absolutely, definitively gaslighting, because she's trying to reword or do historical revisionism about what Katie Joy actually said. Now, by the way, I'm just picking names out from the live chat, Alice. Don't trip. Now let me ask you this. Let's pretend someone came to you with proof that your enemy contacted them. Okay, well, I would look at the proof. Yeah, what's the proof? You don't know if it was the actual social media of your real enemy. Then I wouldn't count it as proof, because I'm not an idiot. I mean, if I can't verify that this one was the real account and two messages actually existed, then I can't verify it. She verified that, or she claims she verified that Natalie was talking to me when she wasn't. So ask me this. Let's pretend someone came to you with proof that your enemy contacted them. You don't know if it was the social media of your real enemy, so they show you screenshots of their followers. And you go, okay, there's an account there. One, how'd she know that was even my account? She had no way to verify that was my account. That's an account that I use. There's nothing on it. I don't think I've ever uploaded on it, and I never sent anybody any DMs on it. So how would she even know that was my account? Riddle me this. Now let me ask you this. How did Katie Joy even verify that was my account? Does anybody know how you can do that? Because I don't know how she could have done that. I mean, I'm going to go even arguendo that maybe she did somehow magically verify that was my account. How? I have no idea. How? Like, I can't get my head around how she even claimed to do that. How would you do this? Right? But be that as it may, just because you verify somebody has an account doesn't mean you have evidence that that person was in communication with them. Again, the critical thinking of these skills of these people is zero, absolute zero. This may be enough for you to believe them. No, it wouldn't be, because I'm not conspiratorial, ignorant nitwit. I would not believe somebody merely because they showed the person had an account, but I would want to see the actual messages. Why? Because myself, Tina, and Aaron, we believe in something called actual evidence. When you're conspiratorial, nitwit, you don't need that. But we do need things called evidence. And I would never actually say, oh, this person was talking to somebody merely because I saw that there was an account that somehow I magically verified was theirs. That's just silly. By the way, Selfie Queen, why don't you come in for a while? Come on, drop on in. The link is in the top there. This may be enough for you to believe them, especially if they are simultaneously being nicey nice and acting like they want you to help you after everything you've been through. What does that even mean? I have never spoken to Nat. What do you mean nicey nice? Oh, you mean, wait, is she saying that, maybe I misread this. Is she saying that the two people playing nicey nice are Katie Joy and Natalie? You mean the person that Katie Joy said was stalking her for 3 years? That was like the evil overlord mastermind and everything. And look, yes, Natalie is 99% responsible for everything, but there's a small percentage, 1% or whatever it is, that was fostered by other people. One of which we know for a fact was without a crystal ball. There is no question about that. None. But I have never spoken to this woman, ever. So who's being nice here? Can somebody fill me in this? Selfie, who she means by who's being nice? Is she talking about without a crystal ball and Nat, or me and Nat? This may be enough for you to believe them, especially if they are simultaneously being nice and acting like they want to help you or everything you've been through. Oh, okay. Maybe they're being nice to me. Okay. So let me read this in context here, because there's a different way I can read this. I think she's saying that, and this is, by the way, this is what's called context, to read things in proper context. She's saying that if a person comes to me and being nice to me, that all of a sudden I'm supposed to lose all my evidentialism, all my critical thinking, and just believe this person that they have gotten death threats from this other person merely because they've verified that there's an account, even though I've never seen the death threats. Not how it works. That would not be enough for me to believe. Why? Because I'm not an idiot. That is absolutely not. Who does that? Oh yeah, an idiot. All right. You can go to Kay's video and hear it yourself, which we plan to do in a second. That's why Katie Joy said it was Steve. We're going to play that video clip in a second. Yes, Steve is mad at Katie Joy. I don't think mad's the correct word. Disgusted, mortified. Mad is not even the word to use. She's a reprehensible, morally detestable human being. And, you know, if you want to support her, by all means, to your Spiracy, you can support anybody you want, but you are lying to do so and you're gaslighting people to do so. And why not Nat? Again, I'm not even mad at Katie. Why would I be mad at Nat? Nat's mentally unwell. She's absolutely insane. I've never talked to her. I have no relationship with that woman whatsoever. It'd be like me saying I'm mad at God when I don't even believe God exists. Nat's nothing to me. I can't be mad at somebody who I've never had any interactions with. She's insane. She needs professional help. She needs to get help. She needs to be in prison. Or both, you know, get professional help and go to prison. But that's not mad. She just needs help. Katie Joy knew that Natalie had mental problems and still was in communication with her and still in an email tried to get Nat to try to say that she was getting death threats from me and messages from me. And then she went on Katie Baxter's channel to verify that, Nat was speaking to me, and she verified that she was speaking to me by verifying the account that Nat was speaking with me on. But it never happened. That never happened. She's the one who lied. Well, so did Katie. So did Kay. Katie Joy says she verified that we were speaking. Not just verify the account, but Katie said she verified that the account Nat was speaking with means that she verified that she was speaking with me. Again, basic logic. Not Waxy. Well, Waxy said she had proof. Not Kay. Kay agreed with her though. Oh, there you go. She didn't give any pushback, and then she said, "Why? People thought I was like crazy. What did people think you were crazy about? Oh yeah, because you thought that I was involved." And Waxy said she had proof that I was involved, that she couldn't reach it yet. She couldn't make the connections, but Waxy explicitly said, "I have proof that Steve is involved in this. That Steve is the ringleader of all this." These are her words. She had proof, but she never did have proof. Then she goes on to say, "Why some of you choose to ignore this fact?" What fact? All of them lied. All of them said things that were not true. All of them suggested that myself, Aaron, and Tina were involved in things that we were never involved with. Why is that not pointed out? Why is it not pointed out? We know now. Yes, Steve had nothing to do with Nat. Nothing at all, ever. Steve never sent any death threats to Nat. Why is that just like thrown by the wayside? It's not hidden. The information is available, but it's not preferable. Your bias won't let some of you even consider it. Consider what? Again, what fact? All these people falsely accuse me. Katie has been falsely accused me for how long? It is a fact she falsely accused me of fraud. It is a fact she falsely accused me of sexual harassment. It is a fact she's falsely accused me of Social Security fraud, which I've never collected. She falsely accused me of disability, which I've never collected. These are all facts. All facts. She falsely said that a judge put something on the VAWA Act, which has expired a year earlier. That's a lie. That's a fact that she lied about that. Where are those facts? Interesting. Please, if you're one of those people out here making Katie Joy hate videos, while refusing to research the truth, I like researching the truth. That's what I'm doing this right now. You're just as bad, if not worse worse, because Nat has been done disgusting things, and for some weird reason, y'all hang Katie Joy, because Katie Joy used her. Katie Joy was literally emailing her, trying to get her to implicate me on things that I was never involved with. Katie Joy did that. We have the emails. Literally have the emails. They've been shown on my channel. They've been shown on Air's channel. Yes, the live stream's still up. Yes, Little Mouse Girl. Yep, absolutely, it's still up. And I'm going to play a portion of it in a second. Not Kate or any other weird reason Steve wants to blame Katie Joy for what Nat did, because Nat never even heard my name before. Nat had no idea who the fuck I was. The only reason Nat even knows my name is because of Katie Joy. That Katie Joy involved me giving a psychopath my fucking name to try to weaponize her, to try to implicate me in shit that never happened. How am I not supposed to look at that and go, oh yeah, Katie Joy is responsible for this? Who gave Nat my name? Katie Joy. Nat had never even heard of me before. So, are we just going to ignore that fact? Are we going to ignore the fact that Nat, when she came on the scene, had no idea who I was? But Katie Joy said, oh, I think I can use this. I can weaponize this. Let me email her and say, oh, you know, you're getting the messages and blah, 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 and this. And yeah, that's Steve's account. He's been sending you these messages. Those are from Steve. That's the real Steve. She was trying to get Natalie to get on board with her that I was sending her messages that never happened. That was Katie Joy. Why does Spiracy just throw that under the rug? And then she says, all the while he asked you for money for his lawsuit. Yeah, of course. Why not? By the way, that wasn't even my idea. Somebody actually suggested that. I was not the person that first suggested that. That was a supporter that said, hey, if you do a GoFundMe for a lawsuit, I will help promote it. And we can get it out there that she defamed you. But it wasn't my idea. That he's never even filed. Well, I don't have to file. I had another bill today. I just paid off my bill today. So I've spent well over $9,000. Well over $9,000. I only recouped $4 point something thousand because I wanted the truth exposed. I want Katie exposed for being dishonest. It has nothing to do with any kind of financial restitution. It has to do with the fact and this is what I told my lawyers from the beginning, that I want to get her exposed. Now, there are many opportunities that I think might be available for that to happen. And I'm looking into all options. But the lawsuit, the money going for those GoFundMe went to legal bills. Every single dime went to legal bills. So I don't know what the hell and nobody had to donate to a legal fund if they didn't want to. The only person who has accused him was Nat. No. And what I'm suing Katie for was specifically her lying, saying that the judge put a false TRO, which Katie Joy took out, 3 false TROs, right? All 3 were dropped. But she took out a false TRO, which you can't sue somebody for, unfortunately, even though she lied in her affidavit. This is, again, facts and evidence. This is I would like to see anybody dispute that with any kind of evidence. But when you say I was in a room with somebody, when they left the room, they sexually harassed me, that's a lie. I've never been in the same state with this woman, more or less a room. And it certainly never happened online. Never once. Nothing. Zero. She knows it's a lie. She's absolutely, she's lying from the time that was the first time she mentioned that on the Non Sequitur Show live chat. I don't know if she thought it was just going to be a throwaway sentence, but when people started asking her about it, she had to concoct this very grandiose narrative. Now she's saying that I have all these sexual come-ons to her. That for some reason I was angry because she said basically I got mad that she rebuffed my advances or rejected something like that. I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. This has gone to the level of inanity. No, not even remotely so. Let's put it this way. I would probably become completely asexual to have, and then ever have a desire for her at any given time. Ever. Nothing. Zero. That disgusts me. First of all, people know I have a very eclectic taste, but it's like for her to say that she rebuffed my advances, fuck you. Fuck you. Never fucking happened. Never once in any fucking capacity. That is disgusting to even think of. But that's what she's running as a narrative now. That the only reason I sued her was because I had all these advances toward her. Okay, great, proven in court. Where are these advances? Show me one evidence of this. Show me one DM, one message from me, just one. There's 0 of them because it never fucking happened. And yes, Bull was in there every single time, and Bull told her she's lying. But that's what I think happened. She had to come up with a story on the fly because people were calling out her on it. No, right? But at last but not least, I don't know. I think that was the last one. There were 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't know what the last one was, so whatever it was. But anyways, let's actually watch the video. Let's watch this video. Let me see if I can pull up here. You guys listening carefully? Make sure I got the volume on. Boom. All right. Turn it a little bit up. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Listen very carefully. I'm going to put on. There we go.
Oh, God. So I saw the screenshot of the actual account she spoke to. It was the real account of the person. She had them blocked, and it was Steve McRae.
All right. Of the actual account she spoke to. Meaning she is verifying that Natalie spoke to me. That didn't happen. I mean, I understand here and justify that is not what she said. Are you guys buffering? I'm sorry. It shouldn't be. Oh, wait a second, though. I just changed my bit rate, so I was hoping to get rid of buffering, but refresh. I'll go back down to the old.
Saw the screenshot of the actual account she spoke to. It was the real account of the person. She had them blocked.
It gets
and
better,
it was
too.
Steve McRae.
And keep listening.
There you go.
It was not a fake screenshot. It was his real account. We verified it was his real account.
All right. We verified it was a real account, but keep listening.
She was lied to by them.
She was lied to by them. Okay, that's a pronoun, by the way. Them is a pronoun, is it not? Them referring to, well, it could be used singularly, but but in this case it's plural, I'm sure, which is going to include me. So here Katie Joy is saying she was lied to by them, which includes me. I've never spoken to Nat. How can I lie to her? Interesting logic here, right? Riddle me this. How could I have lied to Nat that she was lied to by them? Again, by whom? Well, it's a pronoun, and the pronoun refers back to the proper name, and the proper name she used was Steve McRae. So them has to include me. So she is saying that she was lied to by me and other people. But I've never spoken to Natalie, so how is that possible? How is that possible there, Spiracy?
When
you gaslighting, I'm not even going to say it. There's so many choice words I have, but it doesn't matter because you can fill in the blank. Spiracy, you are a liar. You are dishonest. You are a gaslighter. All you do is shit for views. And I don't bother with any of this shit, but I found this to be so reprehensible that you're trying to gaslight my audience. You can gaslight your own audience. I don't give a flying fuck what you do to your own audience. But, when I have people that are talking about this, right, and sending it to me and going, this is like fucking ridiculous, then I'm going to go, okay, yeah, maybe I will talk about this. Again, most of it I don't. But this was mind-blowing that Spiracy had the audacity to outright lie to people and saying, oh, it wasn't Katie Joy or anything like that. It was just Nat lying. Nope, Katie Joy absolutely lied when she says, oh, she was lied to them. She was lied to by them. And then it gets even weirder.
They found out that he was threatening her.
When they found out that he was threatening her, this is a statement of fact. When they found out that he was threatening her. But of course, I never threatened her. That was a lie. So who could be upset? Who could be whatever the word she used? People have said, was it nervous? I mean, she was lied to by them when
they found out that he was threatening her.
And they found out that he was threatening her. But I never threatened her. She is claiming that I threatened her right here.
It's my belief that they got nervous that she would say something.
Yeah, it's my belief that they got nervous. That was the word she used. It's my belief that she got nervous that she would say something. Say what? Your belief is false. She can't get nervous about saying something if I never fucking spoke to her. There was no communication, no death threats, no any kind of threats whatsoever. Your belief was false, Katie Joy, because you're a liar. God, I'm going to try to refrain from pejoratives. But you are a despicable liar. You are the same caliber of non-content creator as Spiracy, where all you want to do is try to defame people, smear people, and instead of elevating the conversation and actually trying to educate people on certain things, your whole goal is to try to smear them, attack them, and profit from them straight out of the Unirock playbook. There's no question what you said, Katie Joy, is wrong. No question. We know now. We have the evidence. We know for a fact that I never spoke to Nat. If you don't believe me, go contact Saltsy. I'm sure he'll tell you. But here she is saying, it is my belief, which again, it's her belief, okay, that they got nervous that she would say something. But we know now that there was nothing to get nervous of. But she, before this, was not merely putting out some speculation. She was saying that I was in contact with Nat and that because, right here, what was it said? It was Steve McRae.
There you go.
Right here.
It was not a fake screenshot. It was his real account. We verified it was his real account.
Like here she says, we verified it was a real account. Okay, how'd you verify it was my real account? What process did you do that with? I'm just kind of curious. It was my real account. Yes, but how'd you verify it? I'm curious.
She was lied to by them.
Okay, she was lied to by them. That's not just some belief. That is a statement of fact that she's putting out there that I was somehow lied to. Oh, she was somehow lied to by me, even though I never talked to her. I mean, is T. Spiracy? I mean, seriously, I don't know this woman very well. I really don't. I don't. I've been on her channel once because I want to give her benefit of the doubt. Then I realized she was just completely dishonest. But is she this damn stupid, or is she just this damn dishonest, or both? Is it some mix? John, did you want to say something? John? I brought somebody in here, but they're having mic issues. Alice for $1.39 Canadian. Blech. Yeah, no kidding, right? Thank you, Alice. And I think that's the vast majority of that video. Because I think it goes on for
when
after that. But
they found out that he was threatening her.
And who's they then? Who's they? So they got nervous again in that particular context. Who's they? Is that it's referring to me? And other people, because it's they. Does she mean Aaron? Does she mean Tina? Who got nervous? How could we have gotten nervous? We now know that nothing like that ever happened.
It's my belief that they got nervous that she would say something, and they made her think she wasn't talking to him, but it was really his account.
Yeah, she made. Listen to that again. This is again T-Spiracy gaslighting the fuck out of people.
To by them when they found out that he was threatening her. It's my belief that they got nervous that she would say something, and they made her think she wasn't talking to him.
They made her think, and of course that they includes me. I don't know who the other people are she's referring to. I can only speculate. But they made her think she wasn't talking to him.
But it was really his account.
It was really his account. There you go. Well, I'm blown away that there are actually people that for some reason cannot do simple critical analysis of something. It blows my mind. Blows my mind. Because it's clear as evidence that Katie Joy was wrong. Katie Joy put out misinformation. She said she verified things that she could not have possibly verified. She could not have verified it was my account, and she certainly could not have verified that there was messages between me and Nat, because none exist. None. But of course, T-Spiracy's over here going, oh, it's just Nat. It's just Nat. It's all Nat. No. Here's Katie Joy lying, using Nat as a weapon. What more evidence do you need? What possibly more evidence would you need than Katie Joy's own accusations from her own mouth that we know are false now? Anyways, that is my TED Talk for today. You believe it, don't believe it, it doesn't really matter at this point. I know I'm vindicated. I know that we have discovered that the only people that were using Natalie to weaponize her that I've seen is Katie Joy. That's it. Alice for $27.99 Canadian. Thank you, Alice, very much. She says, hey, unitards, own your own nasty. Peace. Screenshot this. Yeah, own your own nasty. Especially T-Spiracy. You are nasty. You are nasty, lying to people, and then worse, gaslighting them to do historical revisionism, to say things that didn't happen literally happened. And there's evidence for it that is still on her Kate Baxter's channel that anybody can go to and see firsthand that this woman was falsely accusing me and other people. Now, unfortunately, because she used the pronoun them, I cannot be certain of who them entails, right? But it's obviously me. My name's included in that. But I could speculate right? Doesn't warrant speculation if it's reasonable. Reasonable. I mean, if I had a reason, I would say she's probably referring to Tina and Aaron. But again, you would have to ask her. I don't know. But certainly she's talking about me. So when she says that, they got nervous because they wanted to make her believe it wasn't Steve that she was talking to. Well, no, nobody talked to Nat about this. Nobody. The only reason I even know about it is because the emails from Katie and literally that hangout that Katie was in. That's the first time I've ever heard anything about any of this. Was that hangout Katie was in, and I was like, what the hell is she talking about? So, there. I'm having coffee, one sec. All right, last minute questions before I wrap this up. Alice, thank you for the super chats. I do appreciate them very much so. And I also appreciate, putting out the truth. I also putting out the fact that these people will say anything to their audience, because most of their audience seems to be a bunch of fucking nitwits. Most of them don't know how to do a simple logical proof of their life dependent on it, so they certainly don't understand things like entailment, logical implications, and things of that nature. And I think it affects their critical thinking. 699 from Alice, Canadian. Thank you. Gaslighting POS. That's what she is. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else. I don't know else. What am I supposed to fucking think? When you have a person who is saying, hey, this is what happened, and we have the evidence that says that's not what happened, and it's clear as freaking day that Katie's accusing me of sending messages to Nat and verifying an account that, when Nat spoke to Steve, that didn't happen. My belief is that, they got nervous. That never happened. And they tried to convince, she said, they tried to convince Nat that she wasn't actually talking to me. All those were statements of facts that were wrong. So they weren't even facts, because the fact has to be true. They were statements made by her that she wanted people to believe. And we know now they're not true. So for Spiracy to do historical revisionism, to try to lie to people, to slander other people, I mean, do what you want. I'm only going to deal with it, for tonight. I'm going to go back to my other stuff like I normally do. I only do these things very, very rarely. Maybe once a week at most, because I don't watch any of their shit. I never watch anything by any of those people. Why? Because I know they're full of shit. And what good is it? I mean, if somebody in my live chat or somebody that I know says, hey, Steve, this person has said this, I would like some information. Sure. Then I'll do something on it. Right. But them just spinning their wheels over there, lying about people for views. If you want to be a part of that, that's your prerogative. I just ask you don't come over here and do it. If you're into that shit, go for it. I'm not. I believe in honesty. I believe in having the facts. I believe in the evidence. And if they don't, well, I want to have the people in my live chat that respect those things, and that will ask for evidence. We'll ask for an argument rather than just accept things blindly and jump on bandwagons blindly, because those are the people I find to be flip-floppers. Those are the people that I find to have no core values, because they are so willing to be manipulated and think things that are not true merely because they want to be entertained. So I have left the stream up for one more minute or so. I would like to keep this under an hour, but if you want to join Kimamaki or Alice or Mousy Girl, the link to join at the very top. I'll keep it over for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to call it a night. But I do want to thank you guys for watching, and I certainly want to thank the super chats. And if you wanted to do me a favor, then promote this video other places. Put it out there. Put it out there that Spiracy clearly is gaslighting people, and if they don't believe me, they can look at the evidence for themselves. And if they can't see it, then I don't know what the hell. I can't help them at that point. They're just beyond my reach. But it is clear that she's lying. So. All right, nobody wants to come in? Oh, I forgot there's a lag here. Want in, anyone? I mean, I basically said what I wanted to say, and I proved it. Oh, yeah, I actually showed evidence of Katie's own words. Nobody wants in? All right. You had your chance. Oh, wait. Oh, I do have somebody. Oh, my God. Who this?
Hi. I will hit my camera on shortly. I don't
have my camera on. I don't want to see you.
Okay. Well, fuck you.
I saw you earlier.
Yeah, I was still outside on the porch, and I just kept hearing like this. It sounded like this huge bird hitting the house, like flying into the house over and over again. I'm like, and I look over it, it's just like some bugs, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Oh, we used to have that in Northridge. We used to have a house in Northridge on Acre Street, and there was a you know those big sliding windows.
Yeah.
Birds would slide. I mean, all the time. I remember as a kid. I moved there when I was 6, so it was from 0 to 6 years old, and I still remember that sound. Thump.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we get birds that fly right into our picture window all the time. But this wasn't birds. This was like just nighttime bugs. But they were so big, they sounded like birds. And I said, "Fuck this, I'm out of here."
Yeah, I was always wondering. I didn't really know what a sonic boom was at the time, but my parents would, say, it's something about sonic boom because it's not that far from Vandenberg. But it sounded like a sonic boom. But I was a kid. I didn't know what a sonic boom was.
Yeah. All right. I see. But yeah. Okay. I can see why someone would say that. Just lovingly, I guess.
Alice. So Alice says, ask Dominic to show you emails that she got from Nat that are apparently from you to Roadhog. Yes, all BS. Well, and by the way, Alice, I don't know if you watched the other day, but I actually showed a bunch of fabricated emails that Natalie did. There were 60 of them that all bounced back. So yes, Dominic has 0 emails from me. Dominic has 0 emails from me to Nat. I do have some emails to Roadhog, but I don't think Nat has. How would Nat get them unless Jeremy gave to them? But I can guarantee it. My emails to Jeremy are pretty fucking innocuous, to say the least. But how would Nat have them?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking like honestly. For the hell of it, I went through like the emails that she sent me the other day, and I was just like glancing through them, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, this is just you would think that months later you can maybe look back on something and make some sense out of it, but it's even more confusing than ever. I don't get it. But I'll be right back. I have to help my dog up on the bed.
Come back because I want to ask you.
Okay, I'll be right back.
So, yeah, I'm now that I think about it, how would have Nat gotten emails from Jeremy and I? That seems odd. And again, they're really, really, really innocuous, to say the least. I'm just kind of looking over myself, and I mean, here's what I'm talking about Unirock, and so, he wants to know, do you want to go over anything? And I'm like, as far as like his when I did stream with him, I'm like, here's the Google document that I gave him of all my evidence for things because I want him to be informed. Okay, what exactly did I rewrite to Jeremy that was like so weird? Yeah, everything was just basically, I said, let me know what time you want to get together pre-stream and any things I want to show you. Just want to send my email. I'd like you to verify. I said, I would like you to validate authenticity of a few things. And this was before we go on air. I wanted him, before we went on air, this was before I streamed with him, that he looks and he verifies what I was telling him was the truth before I went on his channel to even talk about this stuff. Which I did, by the way. So I don't know how Nat could have possibly gotten those communications unless Jeremy sent them, but why would they?
Well, did you look at them? I mean, are they your communications?
No, absolutely not. No, I mean, anything that Dominic has, I can guarantee right now, it's probably those emails that Nat fabricated. Because my messages are long. My emails are like, this happened this time, and I'm literally laying out the evidence for what happened with the TRO. I'm laying out the evidence for the non sequitur show, and plus, I'm not the greatest speller, but I'm not that bad compared to like Nat. So yeah, Dominique's full of shit. She has fuck all.
Little Miss Betty Page. Yeah, I know the steps. Well, it's a new bed that we have, and it's one of the higher beds. Like when I go to get into it, I have to kind of like get up on my tippy toes, just to get my ass up onto the bed. And it's just a little too high for her, I think, being old and shit like that. But like we have a good system where like she gets up next to it, puts her top paws up, and I just pick up her feet and just push her up, and she's good. But okay, I'm sorry. I'm making this about my dog. What did you want to ask me?
Oh, I don't even remember now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, but I don't know. Should I put those emails up? This is interesting now that I read back some of the stuff with Jeremy, because I say I said, anyways, like, this is a little heads up, about as far as like what's been happening over the years of these people trolling me, is what I told him. I said, let me know what you would like me, and I'll try my best to provide it. again, I wanted him to be completely aware of everything that was going on when I went on his channel. And I said, I will show you this, which I have not shown anyone else. You can look at my IG directly, which I have not used in a year. Last message I sent was 58 weeks ago on my other account. And then I said I never used IG to contact Nat. That is 100% bullshit.
Well, like what I'm thinking, like maybe kind of help bring about your name or something like that. Like I noticed, you know, and like Salt's noticed, you know, like he and I talked about it before, and I'm sure other people noticed, like Nat's like latest explanation for things usually followed whatever the scuttlebutt was around the community, you know?
Right.
So she was like, she wasn't necessarily feeding the rumor mill, but she was, you know, just mirroring it, the rumor mill. But what struck me odd about this, on this live stream here, Nat came out when Nat was talking. She said, "I didn't even know that you had a TRO or an RO or whatever against Steve." So in the way she said that was like she was angry. Like she was like, "I didn't even know. Like I didn't know all this time that there was someone I could have been pointing the finger at." Like that's kind of how it sounded. That's the way I took it. You know.
No, I remember something like that, but I didn't have any takeaway from it though.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's just me then.
Oh, well, yeah.
But I mean, like it just seems in like for up until what, June or so, you and Katie didn't really talk about each other because the NDA was still in works.
Oh no, that's not true. Though. That's not true. The reason I didn't talk about it had nothing to do with the NDA.
Okay, well, for whatever the reason, neither one of the two of you didn't really talk about each other. So, I mean, if someone just came into the community or whatever, like at the end of 2020, then they probably wouldn't really know or hear much about the shit between you and Katie. So and then, you know, the NDA expired or whatever, and then we did our stream and we were talking about it, then Katie starts talking about it, and then all of a sudden this thing starts to get formed and starts to gain weight or whatever, grow legs, whatever you want to call it. So I almost wonder if maybe, see, bottom line is, it doesn't matter who said the name Steve first. It doesn't fucking matter. Katie had an ample opportunity right there when we saw it in the emails. She could have actually tried to verify this or acknowledged that she couldn't verify it. She chose to ignore that and just go out there and say that she did verify it. So I don't care who said it first. She fucking pushed it. She perpetuated this theory, and she just was all on for it, and she exploited it.
Yeah. Did you listen to the video that I just played? I mean, I know you heard it a million times, but she literally says, you know, I verified her as the account that she was talking to, you know, that she was in, you know, communication kind of with. It's like, well, wait, how can you verify that you're in communication? Because that's what she was trying to imply to people, that, oh yes, Nat was in communication with Steve, and then they got nervous. They tried to convince her that it wasn't Steve, but it was Steve's real account. She was laying this freaking frame from like beginning to end that I was somehow communicating with Nat, which I never did, that somehow I was sending her death threats, and that she was trying to make the audience on Kay Baxter's channel believe that I somehow was sending these messages that she verified came from my account. That's what was so dishonest, and yet you have Spiracy going, but it was just Nat that lied. No. Katie lied because she never verified that those messages that don't even exist came from anywhere. But I mean, again, I know what I was going to ask you. She said she verified that it was my Instagram account. Now, I said it was my Instagram account. I have no problems with saying that because it was my Instagram account. You know, I'm not going to lie about that. But what I want to know is, how does she even verify that? By what process? I mean, eventually afterwards I said it was mine, but I mean, why? How did she know?
What happened? Well, it's what I took away from the emails was that Nat said that you guys were talking in DMs or whatever, and so Katie said, send me a screenshot of his account. So Nat took a screenshot of your account, but she had you blocked at the time. So she took a screenshot of your blocked account and sent it to Katie. Katie then said, well, I can't tell if it's him because I can't see the followers, the number of followers or whatever. So unblock him real quick and then send me a screenshot. So she did. Nat unblocked you and then took a screenshot and then sent it to Katie. Katie said, yep, no, that the numbers match up. Yep, that's his real account.
Yep, that's
exactly who's been messaging you. That's who's been messaging you.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. She was telling her that's who's been messaging you, even though she never saw a single message from me to her. Because she didn't want to actually have to verify anything like that. And plus, how many things were out there that were fake messages from people? None of which I ever used for anything. Anything that came from Nat, you never saw me use once. Nothing. I never believed anything that woman said. Nothing. She could, like I said, she could say 1 + 1 = 2. And I'm going to break out a freaking calculator. So nothing that she said I ever took to heart. Now, do I think that
if the calculator shows 2, then you're going to say you fucking hacked it.
But do I think that Natalie actually was telling the truth on certain things? Yes. Yes, I do. I think there's some things the best lies are mixed with truth. But unfortunately, we'll never know until either Rankin or Salsi can release stuff. And I think eventually Salsi, if he's no longer have any kind of affiliation with Katie Joy, I heard he's going to go on Emily Baker's channel. I mean, and talk about.
Yeah,
some things,
I'm a little jaded about that. I'm a little jaded. I'm just gonna say it now, because like way back when, right after the settlement, I'm like, yo, you gotta promise me that if you can ever talk about this, you're gonna give me an interview.
Yeah, well.
So I'm a little jaded.
It's Emily D. Baker. You're not.
I mean, what the fuck does she have that I don't have? Like, for real.
You're not following. Okay. No, I get, but I mean, I'm really interested in what he has to say, because again, I have some direct questions too. And by the way, I thank Salts for letting me know that was fabricating stuff. He made it very public, and I'm very, very confident that he did that on purpose. You know, he could have messaged me that. I mean, I have emails and correspondence with the guy, but he made it very public that Natalie was fabricating stuff, and I have those emails now that she was fabricating. I think that's about the same time. I haven't checked the chronology, but it would make sense. But even still, I've gotten many, many emails from Nat. But I wanted to know from him, you know, is there any evidence whatsoever that I've ever been in communication with Nat? Now, I know he's going to say no, if he can answer or will answer. But I don't know, other than that, who she sent those messages to. Because that's what I want to know. She's fabricating stuff. Who she sent them to? Jeremy? Who believed him? Dominic? Who believed her? Spiracy? Who believed her? Katie? Who? Because some people were believing her. Clearly, Katie did. Mm-hmm. Well, I can't say that. I mean, maybe retract it. I cannot say in good conscience that I can even say that Katie believed it. She might know it was such bullshit and didn't believe it, but started to run with it anyways. You never know with Katie, right? She could have absolutely known it was full of shit, which I think that was probably the case. So I don't even know what the hell she believed or didn't believe, because I do think that she probably deep down, or even explicitly, knew that it was bullshit, but decided to run with it anyways. But I might be jaded in that. I might be biased. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
Because I mean, I have to think, yes, I'm jaded and I am biased when it comes to that. But she either believed it, really did believe that I sent her death, you know, I was sending her messages. But my counter to that is she knows all along that I've never sent anybody any of those types of messages. She knows all along that she's lied about me. So it would just seem weird to me that all of a sudden she would be thinking that I would do something so atypical by sending threats to somebody of any kind, when she knows none of that have ever happened. So this is why I think there's a good argument to be made that she knew it was bullshit, but she decided to put it out anyways. That's just my reasoning. But again, I admit that's reasonable speculation though. But anyways, real quick, Alice. So you know, do you have emails that Dominic ever printed out? Because I'm curious if they happen to be the emails that I showed on my channel the other day that I got back in March. Because what I think happened, and EKC, you probably can help me out with this more than anybody else. Would this work? If this is what my conjecture is. Natalie somehow went to some kind of web-based server, email server of some kind, or something. You said it was like a VPN. But something that you're allowed to send an email with your name, Steve, your email address, and then a return address. Now, you can do this. I know you can do this from a web page, right? Mm-hmm. You can do it from a web page. I have my own web pages. That I could easily show can be easily done, right? So when she sends an email out and she sends it to a certain address and she puts my email address is and the return and my name that she spells wrong, if that mail doesn't go through, it's going to bounce back to my real account. And I'm going to get a copy of those emails showing that somebody had sent an email with my actual email to some email that doesn't exist. Does that make sense? I kind of asked you about this the other night, but I think I asked it kind of confusing.
I see. I know you can. There's like the website, for example, that Natalie used, like because the website, the IP, everything's is right there in the email headers. So I was able to go to the website. I tried testing the website, sending myself something, but it didn't work. Nothing came through. So I don't know. Maybe just it's blocked in our country or some shit. I don't fucking know. I wasn't using a VPN though. I don't think either. So
yeah, I've never used a VPN.
But like I those sites exist. You can send an email to anyone and have it say that it's coming from anyone. The thing is, though, is like Google is usually pretty good at picking up on these. Like, for example, when you know too, you'll get when they come in from a spoof site or from a proxy or something like that.
Yeah, these came from Czech Republic.
It'll show. It'll give you a warning. It'll say, listen, we don't, this shit's sus.
This has been sus. Yeah, it's spoofed.
Yeah.
I got a few of those. I got one of those from like I think Michael Saltz. I got something like that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can, there's ways though you can do it so that it bypasses like Google security, I think. I tried reading about this. The closest I came is like if you have your own server, you can then control like the security certificates or something with the email, and you can spoof it. You can, I guess. I don't know how to do it. I don't know.
Server or own domain?
Own server and domain. But but you need the domain has to be hosted on your server too.
Okay, I have my own. I have 3 domains, but I have no servers.
Right? Yeah. No, you need the server too. That's why I don't we have our own server, but it's my son's. I don't know shit about it. He got it from his job. It's an old one. Like they were throwing it away, and he's like, "Fuck that, I'll take it." So he hosts all of his.
Is it a Blade server?
Is it a what?
Blades have Blade.
What do you mean?
Like blades are these things you pull out, like for World of Warcraft servers, are these big blades.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a small one. I mean, it's just one server. It's small. It's I don't know, maybe 6 inches wide across, and then it's like 3 feet.
Computer. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So but yeah, he hosts all of his like his media on it because oh my god, that boy has saved, download, whatever, every fucking thing he's ever watched in his life, and he's almost 27. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's what that's for.
I don't have the room on my computer.
I mean, even if he sat there and said, I want to watch everything that I have one more time, like he wouldn't be done before like 2055.
He'd be 80.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Alice says they're Katie Joy's new publicity team. I think you're right on that. And she says,
I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this shit. I'm not buying the whole like spat between her and Charlotte, whatever. I don't give a shit.
No, I think they're doing it just try to smear people. Spiracy is one of the most dishonest people around. She's got her playbook from Union Rock. And I'm sorry, but anybody who believes her nonsense, it's somebody I do not want on my channel.
See, that's the thing. I think Katie she hates us all, but she hates some of us more.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, she hates me a lot because she knows I have facts and evidence. I have the fact that she lied about everything. I have our communications, and so they will be made public one way or another, either in the court record or if I will make them public without the court record. They are coming out one day, and you know exactly which ones I'm talking about. And do I think that's going to affect her? No, because she's so untouchable now. But at least vindicate me that she did lie about all this.
Right? Yeah.
And that's all I've ever looked for in the beginning is that I wanted vindication. Unfortunately, I didn't get those emails those DMs until well after the fact. And so, I had to hunt through them. I was looking for them. I was searching through them, and I finally found them in the data. But it was like much later in time, and I wish I would have had them earlier. But you sift through a lot of data. It's hard to find.
Yeah, it's fun, and it all just looks the same after a while.
And then a flame of $5 says, I need to train up my gaslighting resistance because I fall for cluster B women. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that like an Amber Heard cluster? Is she a cluster B?
Sorry.
Is Amber Heard cluster B?
What do you mean cluster B?
Oh, didn't you remember the forensic stuff? The like if you're dramatic, if you're like all emotionally messed up, you're cluster B.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, for people that have like antisocial disorders and shit like that, like when Amber Heard got diagnosed with histrionic personality disorder and narcissism, but a cluster B person has those like histrionic personality things where you're just very overly emotional, very dramatic in your mannerisms. I can't stand those women. So Flamo, you can have all of them. Those are the antithesis of what I like. Absolutely can't stand them. So Alice says, I have emails she fabricated as well. Oh, we're going to have to compare notes. Dominic didn't believe her in the end. Whatever. Well, Dominic's an idiot, though. Dominic, a.k.a. Estella, was kicked out of the Guardians because she tried taking over the group. And Matt Pellegrino got pissed at her. Right? She got mad at me because she said she had background in math but didn't understand basic sequences and summations and got it all wrong. And then I called her out for it in the group that she was in. And they started questioning her her background, and they recognize that she's been lying to them the entire time. And so she got kicked out from their group. So Dominique has had it personally against me ever since then. Did you ever know that, Aaron?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Dominique goes by the name the Living Kira or Estella. When she was Estella, go book, and all this is in Twitter. When she was Estella, she was in that group called the Guardians with Mark Pellegrino and all them. And she was trying to shit on me with them and trying to turn them against me. And some of them did, not many, but Mark never did. Mark and I were always in communication with each other. And then they come to find out that she was lying the entire time and that I was right. She got kicked out of that group. Mark and I still talk to this day, obviously. And all the Guardians that were left, we all get along. Because she tried taking over that group. And then, like I said, they recognized she was full of shit. And so she's had it in for me from day one. So she's always going to believe people. I mean, you could say that Steve killed a puppy. She's going to believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Dominique is Estella. Little Miss Betty Page. Yep. Dominique is a Living Kira Estella. You remember that back then? Yeah, see, people tend to forget stuff when it's, a long time ago like that, right? Nope, that Little Miss Petty Page says, I just thought she was some puny flower. Nope, that was Estella. Hi, John Parker. But anyways, I don't think anybody else wants to come in, Aaron. But I mean, I think we kind of made our point, don't you? I mean, at least I don't know where else to go with it. And I'm not going to keep revisiting it because you know how little time I spend on any of this shit. But every so often, I just okay, this person's talking out their ass. And I'm gonna have some fun with it because why not? Because Spiracy's talking out her fucking ass.
I'll be honest. I got sent a bunch of screenshots. I'm not going to say where, who. I'm not going to say that or whatever. But from what I'm seeing, this is just all a bunch of bullshit.
Well, you don't say who they're from, but can you kind of give a gist of what they're about?
Well, let's just say that they're about people.
Oh. Okay.
No, I'm not saying anything else. I'm not seriously
okay.
not. I'm not. No, I don't want to. No, I don't. It's a fluke thing that I have these, and it was a cool thing, and someone's part, and I'm just leaving it at that.
So, by the way, I guess she's streaming.
I guess I don't know.
I saw something.
I can't fucking. I mean, yeah.
The most important video I made ever. Yeah, Steve McRae PSA. Yeah, good luck.
Really?
Yeah,
oh my God, that's awesome!
What are you guys doing over
this
here?
important? Yeah, this is out of all the bullshit she's put out there. We're the most. I mean, dude, if I saw this the most important video I ever made, right? That would be ridiculous because, really, how important is anything I made?
I have no idea. And it's so funny because, as you know, I've gone back to work, and so all this is just, sideline stuff for me nowadays, right? And so I don't know what they hope to accomplish by continually bullshitting people. It's weird. It's bizarre. I mean, you're talking about a person that I went on their channel once, and all of a sudden it's like they've become these people that dedicate their entire lives to somehow showing things about me that never happened. It's just I can't wrap my head around it. But then again, if that's how they want to spend their time, that's fine. But videos like this is showing that they're full of shit because this has evidence in it that Katie Joy did lie, and Katie Joy did say that she verified that we were communicating when Nat and I were communicating when we weren't, and that she was running this bullshit story that somehow we got nervous because we tried to convince Nat they tried to convince Nat that she really wasn't talking to me. Who was they, Aaron? Because I think were you included in that they, that pronoun?
I don't know, maybe. I mean, all I know is I always got they, them, and the truth fucking with me. So I don't know.
Oh, Flame says that, yeah, Steve McRae is the guy who wrecked the ACA one paper. Yeah, thank you. By the way, that paper that I wrote, Aaron, is now in the top 0.5% of papers read this month on Academia EDU. I literally did a very minor revision, nothing with the logic, just in syntax of the grammar. So it flows better. But how do you like that? My first paper that I ever made public, and it's in the top 5% of papers read. That's pretty. Let's see if T-Spiracy can do something like that. I mean, clearly she knows logic, because she's able to listen to Katie Joy and somehow spin it to oh, Katie Joy never lied about you, really. Okay, yeah, interesting. Little Miss Betty Page says, I think you have every right to talk about it when people are talking about shit about you. Yeah, but I don't bother. Look, all they want is people to respond to them. And so
Yeah,
I don't care. I think
yeah.
that for Erin. Erin can have all the drama she wants. I don't care. It's not my. If I never had to talk about this shit ever again, I'd be completely fucking happy to do so. But when it involves something like gaslighting and lying, I'm just going to make a video showing you an example of how people gaslight. You do with it what you will. But there's no way in any good conscience that anybody who knows anything about psychology would not watch this video and say, yes, this person is lying when they say that this person, Katie, was not lying about me. She completely was. Because none of this ever happened. That's a falsity. So.
Wow. I'm kind of like the fucking ridiculousness of what I'm seeing. Like the petty hate girls. Like,
it's like a mean girl club.
Oh my God. I never seen any, like, I was a girl. I was a girl in junior high. Dude, I was right there along with my friends. We had slam books and everything. We were fucking saints. Yeah.
I remember slam books.
Yeah.
It's high school shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is fucking ridiculous, though. Holy shit.
But it draws a following, and that's the funniest part. The people that are able to get a following by smearing other people, by lying about them, they're not content creators, in my opinion. They have nothing to add to any conversation. They have nothing to add to YouTube. But they do get a following. And you know what's funny is? Not much can be done about it. The only thing can be done is you put out the truth, which this video does. That's it. Move on from there. So people can go back and say, yeah, you know what? Spiracy was full of shit. Steve was right. Erin was right. Katie Joy did literally say that she verified things she couldn't have possibly verified.
Mm-hmm. And she said it right there on the stream too. Like she said, I verified that the account that she was messaging with is Steve's. But she didn't bother to verify that the messages were actually existed first. She just assumed that. She didn't even need to see them.
Yeah, it's definitely, she was trying to make it out that she had seen messages that she did not see because nobody questioned her on it. Nobody bothered to say, oh, wait, did you actually saw these messages? Well, what would she have said? Well, no, or she thinks she would have lied. It's hard to tell, right? Because it's Katie. But what do you think would have happened if somebody said, hey, well, Katie, did you actually see actual messages between the two?
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, I actually do wonder. Because half of me says, wait a minute. If she lied and said she saw messages between them, that would probably, that would go, wait a minute, I didn't show you any messages. But if she says, well, I didn't actually see the messages, then people say, then what'd you verify? But again, she's in a hangout where nobody asks these types of critical questions. Carly did her best trying, Carly Hanny, or whatever her name was. But the rest of them didn't ask any kind of probative questions. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up, Erin. Like I said, I want it to be easily digestible so people can just go look and go, okay, yes, you're right. Spiracy is full of shit. But other than that, don't give a shit about Spiracy. Probably will never mention her name again for several more weeks or anything like that. And she can talk about me all she wants, but I don't care. I don't follow any of it. We all know she's full of shit. So what's that? I mean, what is the point anymore, Erin? I mean, you can't sit there and defend yourself on fuckery 24/7 unless your whole channel is dedicated to that shit, which I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you at least have some entertaining content, and yes, you defend yourself and other things, and it's something you enjoy. God bless you.
I also have a job. I mean, I'm not taking shots at people who don't have a job or anything. I'm not saying that they don't have a job. I'm just pointing out that I also have a job, so therefore I don't have all day to just fuck around with shit.
Exactly. And if all of a sudden, you got canceled on the internet, your life is not going to be over as you know it.
Dude, you get canceled. Where am I going to do it? Look at this fucking size of YouTube. The number of people who use fucking YouTube, even if you just do the English speaking parts of it, whatever. Now compare that. What do you think how much percentage of that do you think this drama community takes up on YouTube? Absolutely
nothing.
Exactly. Who the fuck gets canceled anymore? Nobody gets canceled.
Insignificant.
If it's that big of a deal, just move on. Which I'm not saying that. Yeah, and I'm not saying that, that's what, I'll be fine. I don't give a shit about fucking getting canceled. No, I care about fucking causing harm. I don't want to harm people. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to do shit that's going to fuck people up. That's why I don't do stupid shit. It's not because I'm afraid of getting canceled.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, that's my thing. I want people to have the facts. They do it with their will, and I'm not, for example, like I guess Spiracy is doing some stream. I'm not going to watch any of that fuckery. I couldn't care less. There's nothing in it that could ever be of any value to me. I know that anything she has is full of shit. if there's anything, if anybody that would want to ask me on, all they do is ask me. Like, somebody had asked me about this. Somebody brought this to my attention. Right? And I'm like, oh, okay, this is fucking bullshit. This is gaslighting. But other than that, why would I want to spend any time wasted watching somebody put out misinformation that I don't give a flying fuck about? I cared Katie put out misinformation because I was in litigation with her, or planning on it at the time. And also, she's had a history for years of lying about me. And she also accused me of something that's morally egregious among men more than anything else. She accused me of falsely sexually harassing her. That, if she hadn't done that, it probably wouldn't have been any issue. I would have been like, yeah, she's lying. We all know she's lying. But when you make an accusation like that, you better goddamn well have some evidence. But I mean, I'm sorry, but well, you know what? I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I don't feel like I should apologize for standing up for the fact that she falsely accused me of something so morally egregious that I find, of all the things she could have accused me of, and out of the blue, out of something she fabricated, it wasn't like she just, twisted something. It wasn't like she even said, oh, well, I'm just going to, this is what Steve said, I'm going to twist it to this. That would have been bad enough. That's bad enough. But for her to actually fabricate the entire story, I mean, what would you do if somebody did that to you? Oh, I was talking to Aaron, and all of a sudden Aaron, completely, said, hey, Steve, I want you to like date me, or I'm going to like do this, and this, or blah, 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 or just, some weird shit. But, it's like, if I told people that and there was no evidence for it, I would be a shitlord. But when they do it, oh, they get 3,000 fucking views, right? Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, well, I look at it this way. I mean, like, you look at a channel like Katie's, and it's not sustainable. I mean,
is it?
She has to keep doing these fucked up things. She has to keep doing shit to stay relevant. She has to keep putting herself out there. She has to keep acting like an asshole, really, in order for it to stay sustainable. And the second she stops, I think she'll become like old news, like within a week or so. I mean, it's going to be fucking quick anyways. That's my point. But then you look at other channels, like, and now I know I'm saying big channels here or whatever, but it's just to give an idea of channels that everyone will know, like Mental Floss. Okay. Now, it wasn't current events kind of channel. They're not trying to top the next story. They're not trying to keep the audience engaged or whatever. And it's a like ADHD kind of audience. They're just putting out content of shit that they enjoy or whatever, and stuff that's sustainable, stuff that will stay the test of time for a while, for years anyways, a few years at least. Katie's channel, her content won't do that. I mean, hell, my content won't do that.
Well, I mean, you got a point, but unfortunately, we're beginning to find out that when you're a cockroach and you just put out shitty shit to shitty people that want to listen to shitty shit, you always gonna have an audience. I mean, look at Alex Jones, look at Derainism, right? Look at people that do that. Yeah, they have an audience that's built upon shitty people, and so they're always gonna have an audience because there's always gonna be shitty people.
It's not even just the shitty people. Like, everybody, all of us were shitty at some point in time. So whether we're going through a bad era in life, like a bad few months, a bad few years, a bad few days, whatever, at some point in time, we're going to be that shitty person, and we're going to be attracted to that shitty content. So, I mean, it's the shitty content. It isn't just for a small group of people. It's for all of us, and we will all get there at some point. And I think it's more than likely that we will all be kind of in a shitty mood or whatever than in a good mood. It just, it's a guilty pleasure is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It is. It's a guilty pleasure. But the thing is that there's nothing unique about these channels, and I'm right there with them. Don't get me wrong. But there's nothing unique. We're all doing the same thing, kind of.
Yeah. Crispy Tree said, Steve learned a brand new word from Emily. Can anyone guess what it is? I have no idea.
What's that?
Steve learned a brand new word from Emily. What word did I learn from Emily? Might be true. She's a lawyer, so I mean it's possible. But what word? A lot of legal words I'm probably not familiar with. Alice says they've created a false reality from speculation and gossip. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's what these people are, just gossipers. They've turned speculation into a windfall for them. But in doing so, they've had to lie about people. They've had to gaslight people. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. And if one person had a single shred of evidence that I was involved with Nat, I want to see it, because it's never been produced. Not anywhere. Not to Salts, not to the FBI, not to Aaron, not to me, not to Tina, not to Katie. Nowhere. But of course, the whole narrative was that, oh, I was behind all that stuff. Aaron was behind all that stuff. Tina was behind all that stuff. Jeffree Star was behind all that stuff. Nick Snyder was behind all that stuff. Remember that? Was it Nick Snyder that said Natalie who? Who? Remember that? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Who?
Yep.
He's willing to throw out any name to say, oh, this is the problem of all my wills. Todd Chrisley, you know? So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Alice says, have a good night. All right,
Sorry. I'm not even looking at the chat. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna wrap it up. I want people to easily have this easily digestible, and I'm going to go buy myself a nice dinner or something. Because, like I said, I'm sure if there's anything of interest from Spiracy's most valuable PSA of all time, that I'm sure somebody that I know is going to go, "Oh my God, Steve, you kicked puppies," you know, and have evidence for it. But
at least you don't pee on him like Unirock does.
Oh, stop.
Yes, he does. My super secret source on the internet sent me that tip. Yeah, he pees on puppies.
You know, like I said, that wouldn't even surprise me. That dude is just fucking insane.
Yeah, I know,
insane.
right? Yeah, it's fucking weird. I've been getting other tips too, and I'm just saying, the next Unirock tip line video I do, it's some fucked up shit between him.
Is that a real thing?
There's some fucked up shit between him and Busy.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, I've done 2 episodes now.
Oh. Yeah,
So,
well, I mean, there might be some shady shit between him and Disney.
You don't know about it? You don't know about the lobster bed he made?
No.
Oh no, Steve. Oh,
what?
I don't want to tell you this.
I'm confused here. Look, you've had to explain a lot to me. I've even asked you even on Twitter. I was like, "What the hell is Rankin talking about?"
All right.
Oh.
All right, I'll tell you this. All right, I'll tell you this one. So yeah, where he lives, he eats more lobster than any place else around there combined, like more than the seafood restaurants. So but no one knows what he does with all the fucking lobster. But we did learn what he does with all their shells and their tails. Like he built like this lobster cave. It's like a man cave, but it's a lobster cave. Okay. And he used the tails to make this waterbed frame. And he did it because, you know how they're saying, you know, if you build it, they will come. Well, he built it. He says, if I build it, the silver fox will come.
I cut all my hair off.
Yes, there's a lobster tail waterbed in a lobster cave waiting for you, along with a Unirock.
That dude would wear my skin as a suit if he had the opportunity.
No, that's menace to sobriety. He would definitely. He wants your skin suit.
He wants my skin suit.
He wants your skin suit. Yeah.
These people are creepy as shit. All right, I'm having fun, but at the same time I'm fading because this coffee's wearing off.
Yeah, I hear you.
There's just nothing of any value to this other than what I've already put out, and I'm not doing this for any other reason but to get it out there. So there you go. Let me know what you think in the video description. But I think this is completely. I think I made my argument that yes, Spiracy's full of shit and she's gaslighting people. All right.
Okay.
Anything?
Bye.
Bye.
Oh,
bye.
I'm sorry. Bye. Bye, guys.
I'm gonna hang up.
Bye. Bye.